Welcome back to Gurung Pinoy. Today we are going to talk about one of the major challenges that you've had in the previous licensure examination for teachers. This is technology integration model. Now let's take a look at what this model talks about. Your technology integration model, or what we call TIM, provides a framework for describing and targeting the use of technology to enhance learning. Furthermore, it also includes learning environment. So again, we have two factors here that we need to consider. First is, how do we use technology so that the learning of our students will be enhanced? And secondly, we are also going to be talking about the different learning environments that we have in our classrooms. Okay, so we start with the different levels of technology integration. When we talk about the different levels of technology integration here, these actually are the different steps that a teacher just like me and just like you are doing so that we can use technology inside the classroom. And again, its main goal is to enhance the learning of our students. So right here, we have 5 different levels. The entry level, followed by adoption. The next is adaptation. Fourth is infusion. And lastly, we have transformation. Let's take a look at each level. Entry level here, as the name suggests, is when the teacher begins to use technology to deliver the contents of the curriculum. So again, this is just the starting point of the use of technology that a teacher does. Okay, hence we call this entry level. We go to the next stage. The second stage that we have here is what we call adoption. In here, the teacher directs students in the conventional and procedural use of technology. Conventional and procedural here are two of the most important terms that we have in our definition. When you use technology in the adoption level, you are just using it in its conventional. That means the usual way that you use it. And it's also procedural. That means your students are just going to follow the steps. Okay, so the students are following the steps and they are using the technology in the usual method or the usual ways that they use them. Now to the third level, we have adaptation. Adaptation here means to facilitate students' independent and exploratory use of technology. Okay, so this is another step higher than adoption. In your adoption, your students are only directed so that they know the procedural use and conventional use of technology. But in adaptation, your students are going to be facilitated so that they can explore the use of technology and they can use it independently. Okay, so that's adaptation right there. The fourth stage that we have is infusion. Infusion. It provides the learning context and allows students to choose the tools to use. This is the most important part here. They can choose the different tools that they need. Okay, so you say, I am going to ask you to make a report, and you have the freedom to use whatever technology you'd want to use. You can make a PowerPoint presentation. You can make your spreadsheet so that you can show me the graphs of your data, for example. You can also make a movie. Okay, so you actually are giving your students the freedom to choose whatever tool it is that they need or they want to use. Okay, that's infusion. And lastly, we have transformation. This level here encourages the innovative use of technology to facilitate higher order learning activities that may not be possible without the use of such technology. So here, your technology is used innovatively. That means it's novel use of technology. It's not the usual use that you have for a certain type of technology. And without the technology, without the use of that certain type of technology, higher order learning activities will not be possible. Okay, so that means technology there is one of the key parts of your learning, because without the technology, then this learning activity will not be possible. Okay, so that's transformation. Going back to the different levels of technology integration again, you have the entry, when the teacher just begins using technology to enhance learning. Adoption, you are guiding your students in the procedural use of technology, also the conventional use of such technology. Adaptation, the students already are independent and they can explore the different use of technology, but still the teacher would tell them which types of technology to use. Infusion, you are just giving them the activity, or you are giving them the context and the content, and they are free to choose whatever tool they can use. And of course, transformation as the highest level, This is the more innovative use of technology. Without such technology, learning will not happen. Okay, so again, these are the 5 different levels of technology integration, how the teachers would use technology to enhance the learning of their students. Now we go to the different learning environment. Okay, in here, we are going to see the different types of classroom and the different types of activities that our students are going to do. The first one that we have here is active, followed by collaborative. Next, you have constructive, followed by authentic, and lastly, you have goal-directed. Let's take a look at each stage. Now, the active stage here is when the student is engaged in using technology, hence the term active, rather than passively receiving information. Okay, so if your student is using any type of technology, then you'd call that active. Okay, you'd call that an active learning environment. That's the first stage. Secondly, you have collaborative. This one is the use of technology tools to, of course, work with others. You are working with others, hence the term collaborative. Okay, you are working with other people rather than working alone. And of course, you need to remember that you should be using a type of technology so that you can call it collaborative level of learning environment. Okay, so that's collaborative. Next one is constructive. This is a third stage. This is the use of technology tools to connect new knowledge with prior knowledge. We all know that whatever we want our students to construct their knowledge, we need to connect old knowledge with new knowledge. Okay, so connecting new knowledge with prior knowledge rather than passively receiving information. That would be constructive. Connecting your prior knowledge with your new knowledge. The fourth part here would be authentic. This is the use of technology tools to connect learning to real life rather than having decontextualized assignments. Authentic, of course, whenever you say authentic assessment, this is real life activities. This is real life performance tasks. So in here, we are using technology tools to connect to real life activities. Okay, it's very important that whatever it is that they've learned through the use of the different tools, they're also able to solve real life problems with the use of these tools. So that's authentic. And lastly, you have goal directed. This is the use of technology to set your goals, to plan your activities, to monitor your progress, and to evaluate results rather than completing assignments without reflection. So in other words, when you say goal-directed, this is the use of technology in metacognition. You're thinking about your thinking, you're learning about your learning with the use of technology. So yes, you set your goals, you plan your activities, you evaluate your progress, you evaluate your results, and you monitor your progress. That's goal-directed. So going back to the different learning environment that we have active, when your student just engages in the use of technology. Collaborative, they work together using technology together, not alone. Constructive is when they are able to use technology to connect their prior knowledge with new knowledge. Your authentic level of learning environment here is when you are able to use technology to solve real life problems or to apply it to real life activities. And of course, goal directed, this is the use of your technology for metacognition. Okay, so you are learning about your learning with the use of technology. Okay, now to end this, let's take a look at your sample test items. These were actually from the actual LET items that you had in 2019. Question number 1. The teacher begins to use technology tools to deliver curriculum content to the system. What is the answer here? Please comment that in our comment box. Okay, now as you can see here, it says the teacher begins. Okay, the teacher begins. It is the action of the teacher, and so the correct answer here would be entry. Okay, this is entry level. The correct answer for number 1 is entry. Now, what about number 2? Students use technology tools to set goals, plan activities, monitor progress, and evaluate the results rather than simply completing assignments without reflection. What is this? Please put your answer in our comment box. Okay, the correct answer here, of course, would be goal-directed. This is the last stage or the last level in our learning environment. Okay, remember we said this is the use of your technology tools for metacognition. This is goal-directed there. Now, number 3, the teacher directs students in conventional and procedural use of technology tool. Your hint here would be the terms conventional and also procedural. What's the answer? Please put that in our comment box. Okay, correct answer here, of course, would be adoption. Okay, adoption, again, you are just guiding your students, you are facilitating your students in their conventional and procedural use of the different technology tools. Number 4, the teacher encourages the innovative use of technology tools. Okay, this should be encourages. Okay, what do you think is the correct answer for number 4? This is still part of your technology integration since this is the action of your teacher. All right, correct answer for number 4 is transformation. Okay, this is transformation. This is the innovative use of technology tools. Your hint there would be the term innovative. Remember, without the use of technology, then that learning activity will not be possible. That's transformation. Next one, number 5, technology tools are used to facilitate higher order learning activities that may not have been possible without the use of technology. I think I've already given you a hint in number 4. So what do you think is the correct answer for number 5? Please put that in our chat box. Okay, if you have answered transformation, of course, that would be the correct answer for number 5. Let's proceed to number 6. The teacher provides the learning context and the student chooses the technology tools to achieve outcomes. Okay, so you have given them the learning context, but they have the freedom to choose whatever tools they can use. What is this? Please put your answer in our chat box. All right, if you have answered infusion, then that is the correct answer that we have here. Okay, so they have the freedom to choose whatever technology tools they can use. Number 7, the teacher facilitates students independently using technology tools. Okay, so in here, your students can use technology independently, but you are still telling them what tools they should use. So what is this level in your technology integration? Please put your answer in our chat box. Okay, correct answer here, of course, would be adaptation. Okay, so adaptation, not just procedural use and conventional use, just like your adoption, but here the students are independently exploring the technology tools, but it's very important that you see the difference between this and infusion, okay? Because in infusion, they actually have the freedom to choose what technology they can use, okay? So that's adaptation for number 7. Number 8, students are actively engaged in using technology as a tool rather than passively receiving information from the technology. Okay, so this is in the part of the students. That means this is part of our learning environment. Okay, when the students are actively engaged, what's your answer? Put that in our chat box. Okay, correct answer here, of course, would be active. Not your entry level, because entry is in the part of the teacher. Okay, but here we are talking about your students, and so active is the correct answer. Number 9, students use technology tools to link learning activities to the world beyond the instructional setting rather than working on decontextualized assignments. When students are able to use the technology tools to solve real-life problems, what do you call that? Please put your answer in your comment box or in your chat box. Okay, correct answer, of course, for number 9 would be authentic. Using technology tools to solve real-life problems. That's authentic. And the last item that we have, students use technology tools to connect new information to their prior knowledge rather than to passively receive information. What is this? If your answer is constructive, then that is the correct answer. Okay, so good job. That ends our quiz. That's only 10 items of bonus questions. And I hope that you have already learned all the different things that you need to learn with regard to technology integration. I hope this can help you prepare for your upcoming LET. This has been Coach Mec of Gurung Pinoy. Please do subscribe to our YouTube channel and watch all the videos that we have there. We have so many videos that can help you pass the LET. This has been Coach Mec again, and I leave you the saying, maliit man na butil na mga kaalaman, ang dulo nito ay malaking kaginawaan. Thank you and see you soon.